London, 1888. The East End is cloaked in fog, dimly lit by gas lamps casting long shadows on cobblestone streets. It was a time of hardship, fear, and desperation. Among the struggling masses of the East End's Whitechapel district, where crime and poverty were part of daily life, a killer emerged, one whose name would become infamous around the world. This is the story of Jack the Ripper, a name synonymous with terror. Who was he? Why did he commit these brutal acts? And why does his identity remain a mystery after more than a century? Today, we seek to decode Jack the Ripper. Victorian London was a place of stark contrasts. The wealthy enjoyed luxury and comfort, while the poor faced overcrowded slums and disease. Among the people of the East End were women driven to the streets to survive, women who became easy prey for a predator lurking in the shadows. In the autumn of 1888, a series of brutal murders shook Whitechapel to its core. 5 women, Mary Ann Nichols, Annie Chapman, Elizabeth Stride, Catherine Eddowes, and Mary Jane Kelly, were found dead, each in a state of horrible mutilation. All were killed late at night, their bodies left in public spaces, as though the killer wanted his work to be seen. The nature of their wounds suggested more than rage. It hinted at cold calculation, perhaps even surgical skill. The police were baffled. The brutality and precision of the attacks were unlike anything they had encountered before. As rumors of a sadistic killer spread, the public's fear grew. Soon he had a name. The press dubbed him Jack the Ripper. Desperate to catch him, the police questioned hundreds of people and chased countless leads, but the Ripper remained elusive. Then came the letters. Some were dismissed as hoaxes, but one in particular, known as the Dear Boss letter, gained widespread attention. Signed Jack the Ripper, the letter seemed to taunt the police and hinted at future violence. It became a chilling part of the legend. But was this letter truly from the killer, or was it just a cruel hoax? The police couldn't be sure, but from that point on, the name Jack the Ripper was cemented in history. Over the years, more than 100 suspects have been named. Some believe Jack the Ripper was a doctor or surgeon, based on the precision of the injuries on his victims. Among these suspects was Dr. Francis Tumblety, a known figure with a questionable past. Others suggest he may have been Montague John Druitt, a barrister with a troubled life, or Aaron Kosminski, a Polish barber whose mental health was severely unstable. Each theory has its evidence, but none have ever been conclusively proven. Then there's the theory that Jack the Ripper was a member of the British aristocracy, specifically Prince Albert Victor, the Duke of Clarence. Although largely dismissed by historians, the idea sparked conspiracy theories that still linger today. To understand Jack the Ripper, we must try to enter the mind of a killer. Profilers describe him as likely intelligent, organized, and perhaps even charming, able to gain the trust of his victims. His actions suggest a deep hatred toward his victims, possibly fueled by psychological trauma or personal struggles. Unlike other killers, who often reveal themselves through patterns of behavior, Jack the Ripper seemed to toy with his pursuers, slipping through their grasp time and time again. Why did he kill? Some theorists suggest he may have been driven by intense rage, while others believe he took pleasure in spreading terror, leaving his victims as a message to society. His methods, his timing, and his chosen locations all speak to a sinister, calculated mind. The mystery behind his motives has intrigued criminologists, historians, and the public alike for generations. Jack the Ripper's reign of terror came to an end as mysteriously as it began. After the murder of Mary Jane Kelly, the last of the so-called canonical 5, the killings stopped. The Ripper vanished, leaving a trail of unsolved mysteries that continue to haunt us today. More than a century later, Jack the Ripper's story endures. He has inspired countless books, movies, and theories, becoming a cultural icon of terror, a symbol of the darkest corners of human nature. But while we may never know his true identity, the shadow he cast over London remains a chilling reminder of how one person changed history, one terrifying act at a time. The identity of Jack the Ripper may remain forever unknown, but his legacy, his brutal methods, and his impact on criminology continue to echo through history. Each theory and suspect tells a story, yet the truth remains elusive. Perhaps Jack the Ripper is destined to remain a mystery, a dark legend whispered on foggy London nights. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.